Okay, so it's called Nuggets for a Successful Life, correct? And the reason is because, well, live with Coach Anika, and it's because a lot of things come into play when it has to do with our success as individuals, and we need to understand those things. I call them the fundamentals, and it's been with me for it. I found out that it's been a lot. It's been easier as the years go by, but then still I don't take it for granted. I don't assume that I know all that there is to know about it. I'm still eager to learn a few things and to get into what really, when it comes to goal setting. And that's why I was asking the question earlier on.
Yes.
That when you say goal setting, what do you understand? So in the next, all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mute everyone that comes in so we can keep it on the mute level. Make sense? Where the heaven is my she stepped aside. Oh, she's back. Okay.
So I didn't. I think it must have been the network.
Oh, oh boy. My apologies. Okay. Well,
but it's okay. We're fine.
We'll work with that. Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, finally she's
okay.
in now. Okay, I think she's got it in now. Beautiful. Okay, so as I was saying, I was asking initially, how many of us are into goal setting and what's the idea? And I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your feedback. Kind of. I'm going to call you, put you on the spot. I'm going to ask. I wanted to let us know when it comes to goal setting. What thoughts come to you? Is it scary? Is it exciting? You know, and what the thought is. Why is it exciting or why is it scary?
Okay, you're asking.
I'm asking. Yes. So please feel free.
Okay. You want me to speak or someone
Go
else?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to start? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So goal setting is exciting. It's almost like saying this is my New Year resolution. Let me put it that way. So you set the goals for different areas of your life. It can be anytime. It can be maybe at the beginning of the year or maybe the beginning of the month, or sometimes I have projects. Let me call them projects. Maybe there's a particular goal I want to hit. There's a particular, it can even be that I want to write a paper. I have a program next week and I have known for over 3 weeks. So I set a goal that I must finish it today. You won't believe that it was only this morning I finished it.
Okay.
Yes, so what goal setting does is to help you to, one, see the end from the beginning, help you to plan towards it, then you can break it down into small parts of how you're going to achieve it. So if I use what I did this morning as an example, what I'd actually been doing over the past few days and maybe last week was just gathering materials, research, just gathering materials. And then today I said to myself, today is the last day to complete this. You must have a script. So I sat down, brought out all the notes I had written, and then, I wrote one full note. I had maybe about 4 pages or something thereabouts. So what a goal does is to help you to achieve what you want to achieve. I hope I gave some kind of answer.
Yes, you did. And thank you for stepping up and taking the bull by the horn. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The thing about goal setting is that we all set and accomplish goals. We all do that, whether it's on a small scale or on a large scale. We all do that, and we do that consistently. A lot of times, what the challenge we've always had is the fact that sometimes we're not clear about what the difference is. And let me use that to kind of welcome everybody. Let me not assume that you all know me. My name is Anikan Joshua White. Some people call me, I call sometimes Coach or Coach Anikan. And I've been a life-changing coach now for about 25, roughly about 25 years now. Now, in the last 20 years, I've been coaching, I've been educating, I've been mentoring, I've been inspiring, I've been challenging and supporting not just individuals, but also professionals as well in this journey of discovery in terms of their life and business dreams. And over the years, I've kind of pulled that skill together and kind of notched it so that it's become second nature for me. Now, if there's ever been a time for goal setting, I believe that now is with this pandemic looming, now is a time for us to really lock down and understand the fundamental of this skill, and so we can take advantage of it. Okay, I will talk a bit about myself. That's my story. I'll talk a bit about my passion. I'll talk a bit about my why, and I'll share today. We'll look at why most people don't know how to do this, why it seems like it's always some kind of magic for some other people. And we'll look at a few things. I call them nuggets. We'll take question and answers, and we'll go over the 3 top personal goals or plans that you have for the week, and also look at the things that you're doing or putting in place to get, so that the whole idea is that at the end of the day, you understand the fundamentals when it comes to goal setting, okay? Benjamin Franklin said something unique. He said, if you fail to plan, you are already planning to fail. So there is your goal. There is the plan to accomplish the goal. And there are 2 different things. Let me show you what I mean. I like this. Napoleon Hill said something. He said, set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the whole world stands aside to let you pass. I like that. My story. Way back in 1991, I remember, it was kind of a struggle for me to a large extent, because when it comes to goal setting, it wasn't something that, as I always say, it's something that they don't teach you in school. So it was in 1991 that I remember that I connected with a book. I have always liked to read. So I got this book, Eating Problems for Breakfast. I don't know how many of you have heard or read that book. Toro, you might remember that book.
I remember the title. I don't think I ever read the book. It's like that other book you used to have, Tough Times Don't Last, Tough People Do.
Exactly. Now, so to a large extent, I came across this book, and it was for me a game changer. It was what really kind of gave me, let me say, it turned the way I look at life, look at goal, because a lot of times people feel that they have challenges because they are wicked, or because they don't do things well, or they don't do things right. And I began to understand that the reason that you have challenges is because you have what it takes to overcome them. That's why I learned that problems gravitate toward their solution. So if the seed of the solution is in you, trust me, that challenge is coming to you. That's the book, Eating Problems for Breakfast, and it was by Tim Hansel. And even after I had taken this, and it was for me a good read and a good book, I was still frustrated, because although I had passion to help people, I realized that passion wasn't enough. You need other things to come along for passion to produce for you. And that for me led me into discovery, into search, as Dr. Mahmoud said, into research, and just to read everything that I could find. And that's how I discovered that this process is not overwhelming. It's not mystery. It's not complicated. It's a very simple process. I know some people have made that more complicated than it ought to be, but it's a pretty simple process. And therefore, this skill, when it comes to goal setting, how to craft an aligned plan, it's key that we all understand the purpose that it brings for us, and what it's going to look like at the end of the day. Because this, for me, is the cornerstone. I have learned how to look at the big picture. I don't know if you understand what that means. A lot of times we look at things in bits. I have learned to look at something and see the big picture and say, oh, okay, this is what you want to look at. This is what we should be doing. This is where we're going to. And then you have to be clear about where it is you're going to first of all, before you can begin to put in place a plan. When you're not clear, then it's going to be a lot of challenge for you to be able to put a plan that would get you to that place. Okay, and very simple examples that we would look at as we go along. Now, for me, it is still a refreshing process. I told you that I'm still a learner, so I'm still learning every day. I am still into this every day. I'm still getting better, even though I'm teaching others. Now, my teaching others has also helped me get better as well, because here, someone asks you a question, you have to go search that out. You just can't throw things at people from your head, kind of. You kind of search things out and try and get them so that you understand the fundamentals that is behind when it comes to goal setting. And I am convinced beyond every reasonable doubt, it works if it is applied correctly. It works. It does work, and that's the whole essence when it comes to goal setting. And I talked about that. There's goal setting, there's the planning aspect, and there's the doing aspect of it as well. Now, if you have a goal and you don't write it down, someone said it's wishful thinking. And the truth is that once you can get those three things working: goal, plan, execute, review, goal, plan, execute, review, you will end up coming to a place of fulfillment no matter what your goal is. Now, over the years, we've been able to touch so many people. We've influenced, we've affected so many people, we've impacted so many people when it comes to the skill of goal setting. And it's for us a joy when we see the smiles on these people's faces, when we connect, when we hear from them and they're like, you know what, you helped us to understand this. It's priceless if you ask me. Now, I want to run back to 2015 because it seemed to have been kind of a wake-up call for us. And I'll tell you what happened. 2015, I walked up to my pastor back then. We're living in Whitby. Whitby is east of Toronto. We're living in Whitby, and I walked up to you and I said, Dad, can you imagine what it would be like if 50% of the members in church were setting and accomplishing their goals on a yearly basis? Whether it was in their finances or in their family life or in their health or in their whatever it was that they were looking to do. Because what happens is that it kind of gives you a new look to life, because you're always about something. So he said to me, son, you seem to have a gift in this. You seem to be graced in this. I would give you a venue to use, and I'll make sure that it is not free. So I said, okay, that sounds like that to me was the plan. He said, you know how we'll start? Let's kick off. I'm going to have an interview in front of church with everybody. I said, okay, sir. And therefore, I began to share. I think I have the video somewhere. I can share that with you. I think I've shared it with some of you. But I talked about the fact that because we don't understand clearly where we're going to, it is difficult to get there. Very difficult to get there. You can't get there. You have to know where you're going to, and you have to be clear about it first before you can get there. And so what I did was that I got a few volunteers to mind the desk, set up the place, got the place ready, and had a 3-day workshop on goal setting. Now, I kind of spread that out. It's a whole day's workshop, but because of logistics and because it was a few weeks, it was a week or two before Christmas, I wanted to get it done. We had it every week on a particular day for 3 weeks. And it was awesome. It was awesome. The practicality of the program, the oneness of the program till today is still being heralded by the people who attended it. So being able to set goals, whether they are big or small, they are long-term or short-term, and create a plan to achieve those goals, and you actually accomplish them, I believe is the highest skill for a successful lifestyle. And let me kind of prompt your mind a bit. Imagine what the reward would look like if you could eliminate all debts. Some people have goals of, okay, I want to earn an extra maybe 10,000 this year or whatever. It's good. But when it comes to my financial goal, my goal is never to worry about money. To treat money as a tool, not as some Lord. I know that money is not a very good master. And therefore, we have to understand that these are the things that you need to look at when it comes to goal setting. You have to understand that. You have to master that act. You have to put the skill to work. And one of my friends said that practice makes permanent. I know you don't practice makes perfect. You never get perfect in this thing. Practice makes permanent. And I kind of like that. Welcome. Now, I want to look at why most people don't seem to know how when it comes to goal setting. Now, I explained earlier on that there's a difference between goal setting and planning. And sometimes I think that we kind of use them interchangeably, that we don't seem to understand where it draws the line. So I'm going to ask you, I hope you guys are unmuted. I'm going to ask a question. This is my goal. My goal is to walk every day, every weekday, Monday to Friday. Is that a goal? Yes or no? Or you can type yes or no in the, is that a goal? My goal is to walk every day for 30 minutes, Mondays to Fridays.
It's a plan.
Is a plan. Okay. How many of you agree with that? How many of you agree? Okay, I'm going to pull up the chat and see. She said it's a plan. No, it's someone said no. Okay. It can be both. Okay. All right. I hear you. So let's dive into a goal. I want to go from point A to point B is a goal. Your destination is point B. How you get from point A to point B is your plan, which means it can always change. Some of us had some goals, some short, long goals for 2020, and then the pandemic hits, and you have to go back and adjust, not the goal, but adjust the plan that you have to the goal. So if you're looking to walk every day for 30 minutes on Monday to Friday, you are looking at a plan because your goal is health. You're looking at staying healthy. So all this, so you're eating right, you're reducing carbs, you're sleeping and you're resting, you're getting things to reduce your blood pressure and your sugar level. All those things are the things you put into the goal to accomplish them. So the goal is your destination, how you get around getting to that destination. The things you put in place, the steps, the plan is what is deemed as the plan to get you to your goal. So I want us to understand that a bit clear, that that's where the different kind of lies. As I talk to people, whether in my training or in my programs, I found out that it's interesting that most people don't understand the fundamentals of goal setting. Not that it's difficult, as I said, but they just don't understand what goes into goal setting. And because of the fact that we view activity as goal. So for instance, I said to myself, this week I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And I equate that to be a goal. Most times that can be a plan to get you to something. Anything that gets you to something is not necessarily a goal in itself. It's something that you're putting in place to get you there. Most of us were not, I wasn't taught in school when it comes to goal setting. And I heard that there are some schools now that have started to implement goal setting into their curriculum. And guess what? The result itself is showing as well. So the question would be, I don't know how to do that. I have not learned how to do that. I'm still learning. So even though I'm talking to them, teaching you, I'm still learning about goal setting and the other aspects, and I'm seeing every aspect. Someone said to me about, coach, what do you, in terms of your coaching? I said, I'm still taking coaching programs. I'm still sitting down under the feet of other coaches, not because they know more than I do, but because you have to keep on improving, developing yourself in the industry that you're in. Otherwise, you will become obsolete. I saw a picture over the week of the CEO of, I think it was Nokia. And the guy they said he was in tears and he was saying, what did he do wrong? You have to move with the times. Right now, for instance, because of this pandemic, the way we live, the way we do business, the way we learn has changed. I hear people still saying things like, you know what, I'm thinking of starting something. This is the best time to start it. This is the best time to do that, not later on. Planning is what brings the future into the present so that you can do something about it now, as Alan Lakin said. So when it comes to planning, I've seen the future. Okay, yes. Okay, so here I am. The future. Let me give you an example. What we do in our goal setting program is that, so you
Hello?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I think it's frozen. He's okay. He's muted now. Coach, unmute, please.
We can't hear you. No sound, no sound.
Are you serious? How about now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, my apologies. Well, that's technology. Thank you. So as I was saying, so a lot of times you have to put your plan in place to help you accomplish your goal. And the planning is where the juice really is. Because yeah, it's easy. I mean, we can sit down and say tomorrow, hey, listen, my goal is to do this or do that. That's the easy part. The part that is tasking is for you to sit down and to put plan in play to how to accomplish that goal, the things you would do, and also the fact that you also want to make sure that you have the right things in place to help you accomplish that. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about when it comes to, I'm going to talk a bit about something that will come in place in terms of goal setting. But I wanted to understand that simple, an outcome that you can imagine, that you have written down, and that you plan to accomplish is what a goal is. Let's keep that simple, okay? So I said a goal is, and for instance, I like this example. I plan to lose 15 pounds by December 31st of this year. Now, that's the goal. How I go about that is what goes into the planning. I want to walk 30 minutes every day isn't a goal. It's part of the things that I would do. It's part of the plan to lose 15 pounds. So the goal is losing 15 pounds, not walking 30 minutes every day. I hear this a lot. Some people say, I want more money. I was on a call yesterday and what my good friend said that He wanted more money. I said, okay, I'm sending you $50 and that's more money. I was like, no, I'll need more than that. A lot of times you need to be clear. You need to be able to quantify what it is that you're looking in terms of your goal. And then I'll look a bit about the planning. And then after this, we can look at a few questions. So many people fail to reach their goals because they just don't plan. They talk about living the dream as though it's some impossible fantasy, somewhere instead of achieving the goal, just saying it would come to pass. No, there's some things that go into it. It's not some fairy godmother or some magic wand. As the Chinese philosopher, what's his name? Lao Tzu said, the journey of 1,000 miles is one step at a time. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite, one piece at a time. And that's how you're looking at planning. So yeah, you have your goal. Everything is all spread out. You have everything in perspective. How to get there has to do with a lot about the way you plan, how you review your plan, and the process that you put into that aspect, because that's really where the rubber meets the road. It's you getting to that place where you can take those baby steps, those little steps towards your goal and end up accomplishing your goals. And then I'm going to look at a few things. I call them, these are my nuggets for you for the week, okay? Number one is don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're struggling in this area, please ask for help. And when you're asking for help, be real, be authentic. It is key because people would help you if you're real and authentic. Number two is review your last week's plan. So what are the things you have set to accomplish last week? Look at them. I usually do that on Sunday morning. So this morning between 4:30 and 5:30, I looked at my week, reviewed my week, see the thing that I was supposed to accomplish last week and I didn't do or I had done, and then see what I can also find out what had stopped me from accomplishing those things last week as well, so that I can put things in place to help me overcome whatever challenge that was. I have to look at doing that. Number three, I have to write my planning, put my plan in a journal or some planner. And I like to work on 3 things weekly. I don't like to do a lot of things weekly. Now, I have 10 things to do in the week, but I look at my top 3. I don't look at the whole 10 because I don't want it to be overwhelming. I look at the top 3. Now, if I accomplish the top 3, say by Wednesday or Thursday, guess what happens? I just go back to my set of to-dos and I bring 2 other things or 3 other things on board so that I can keep, but I like to look at three things to do at a time, accomplish those 3 things and keep adding the way you want it. Now, you also want to write down the steps that you take. What are the action steps that you will take? And mostly for me, I like to start those steps from immediately after I finish with the goal. So this is my plan for this week. I want to do 1, 2, 3. Good. What will I start doing now? I put that down. And so once I get off from there, I begin with that thing that I want to do now. I don't wait till, I don't say, okay, I'm going to start this tomorrow. You have to put your game plan to something that you want to start doing now. And the 5th thing, which is the last thing, which is the last nugget I have for you, is get an accountability partner. Get someone that would hold you accountable. It could be a friend. For those of you that are married, I believe all of us are, your spouse is not always a good accountability partner. I don't know why, don't ask me. That's another day's conversation, but they are not always good accountability partners. So, but get someone, it could be a friend, it could be someone who you look up to, someone that you can, hey, listen, this is the thing I want to accomplish this week, I just want to put this in front of you so that you can kind of check in with me periodically and see how I'm doing so that I don't get derailed and move away from that. Now, let's have a bit questions and answers. And if you don't have any question, well, that's okay as well. I wanted to keep this program kind of short, juicy, but I don't want to prolong it. So except there are questions, you have questions, then yeah, we can look at that together. Make sense? So what you want to do, if you want to ask a question, just unmute yourself, state your name, where you're calling from, and then state if it's a question you have, it's a testimony or it's a comment that you want to share, and then go ahead and share it.
Coach, can I speak?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to be sure that was I can't remember where I saw it. I think I saw something. I don't know if it was you who wrote it or someone else. That are 12 areas. Okay, that are 12 areas to set goals for your life.
Okay. No, there are 8.
There are 8. Okay,
Yes.
so if it's 8, I think I remember the 8. You said lifestyle, spirituality, something like that. God,
That's right.
finances, health, relationships.
That's right.
I can't remember. Something like that. Okay. I thought they were up to 12.
No, not the one I know of. It could
No,
be.
the one you yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one you sent was 8.
Okay.
But I mean, that's broad enough. Thank you very much. I think I've learned, I mean, you brought clarity to it. So I don't know if I should share. Well, I'll just share because you wrote something on the group, on our group today. So by the way, he's my coach. My name is Dr. Rametu Momodu. He's my coach, and it's been a real pleasure working.
Did we lose her? Is she still with us? Okay, well, that's
With
technology.
him.
Okay.
What I like about he's succinct. No, I'm here. Yes, Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hello?
can. We lost you for a minute sometime now.
Oh, okay. I think it's maybe it's this thing is going up and down. Well,
Okay.
So I introduced myself. I say I'm Dr. Rametu Momodu, and that you're my coach, just in case they didn't know. And then I was saying that well, I have responded to what you said. So I wanted to share a bit of testimony because you put something on the group this morning. I'd asked a question. I wasn't sure exactly how you wanted it to be done, but I think it's something I can do now. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can. Wave if you can hear. Okay, yes, we can. Yes,
oh, okay. So I was saying that it's been a great pleasure to work with you on this journey of coaching because you bring a lot of clarity into issues. You say it very simply and, it's straight to the point. And you have a knack to understand issues without one talking too much. I really appreciate that. Then again, you also make yourself available. It's uncommon. Not very many people make themselves available like that. And I say uncommon because even for people who say they're mentoring, when you're in a mentorship program or something, it looks like they're almost stated times, but I kind of get this sense from you, not even just a sense, you said it verbally, that you're always available, and I'm grateful for this. And I would encourage anybody who needs a coach,
Okay.
I'm grateful for it. I don't take it for granted. And thank you for all you do. God bless.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah, but we can hear you now.
Hello, did you hear me?
Yes, we came back at the end of the day. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Any other question?
Okay.
Yes, may I speak a bit?
Yes, please.
Yinka?
Go ahead, sir.
Yinka is my name. I'm going to speak from 2 dimensions.
Okay.
From what I have learned today, and then from my contact with Coach Aniekan. First of all, from what I've learned today, there's a lot that is packed in the 15-25 minutes of discussions you've said, and it's essentially the practical aspect of goal setting. I know a bit about goal setting, about making it smart, about making it achievable and all those fancy things. But to get somebody that you will hold me accountable, my wife is listening in the corner. I don't want her to hold me accountable because I'll be beating up too badly. The other part, so that others can speak, is I met Coach Anekan about 6 months ago, just January of this year. Incidentally, my wife has been attending some group with him for maybe a year or so, but he's been open, supportive, and the difficult part is challenging. Said to me at our first meeting, "You have all it takes, you can do it." I said, no, it's okay, so sit down. And for 1 hour, what I actually went to discuss was set aside, but we talked about my hidden skills and how I can take that to the next level. I'm still on the path, and I guess I've been hiding from him because he wants to know, what have you done about this? What have you done about that? Except for some other tasks that he will just say, okay, sit down, let's do it now. And then we accomplish that, and I bank it, I strike it off my list. You've been helpful. I think it's what is your own lifestyle, and we're coming behind you, and I want you to know that I'm going to be an addition to the successful stories that you shared a few minutes ago. Thank you for being who you are, and thank you for giving of yourself unreservedly to this cause. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else?
Coach Anekan.
Sir.
Yes, please forgive me if I slip up and call you Coach Capo at some point. We go back like that. My name is Otono. I just had a few questions that came up. While I won't say I'm relatively new to planning and goals, planning and setting goals in a formal, setting like we've discussed today is probably something I've never seriously considered. I realized that I probably set up most things in an amorphous, by the end of the year, I want to lose weight, as opposed to succinctly saying, by 10 months, I want to lose 10 pounds. And what's the plan to get there? So I realized that's probably not something I've done. I'll just, throw something out there and occasionally hit it or work towards it until I hit it. Or if I don't hit it, reframe the same amorphous goal and then wiggle my way to it again. So I'm glad that I listened in today, and moving forward can start to set actual goals and plans and milestones towards getting towards that goal. I was going to ask, touching on what Mr. Yinka just mentioned about accountability partners. Is it all right to start this goal setting and the plans, and then, for instance, I'm married too, and then introduce my wife along the way once I've gotten into the rhythm of what I'm doing? Because sometimes if you're moving at the same different speed with somebody, you might, not be able to proceed, or find yourself not being able to charge ahead like you wanted to, when the other person is also just, getting onto the horse, and you're already ready to go out the gate. I'll wait for a response.
Now, when it comes to you and maybe your spouse in terms of goal, it's good if you're looking at the same goal, or you're looking at the same plan within the goal. Let me give you an example, because a lot of times, let's use losing 10 pounds by the next 10 months, for instance. Even if her goal is to lose maybe 12 pounds or lose 8 pounds before the end of the month. Then what you'll simply do is that you'll say, okay, we can hold ourselves accountable, and these are the things we will do. Maybe we'll walk we'll reduce our carbs intake and all that stuff. Because you're going to the same destination, you're looking to lose X amount of weight. You can walk together in that light. But when it comes to you looking to accomplish something and then your spouse become your accountability partner, sometimes our spouses are critic, or they will allow certain things to pass as it is. What you want to look for really, if it has to do with a goal that is not, let me give an example of myself. There was a time that my wife had said that I was adding too much weight, I was too fat. So I went into a workout program. But guess what? When she's around, I'm all into it. What? Let's go. Once she's gone, I'm like, whoosh, let's go back to what we're doing. Because I wasn't doing it because of me. I was doing it so that I can kind of mark the paper with her. So, but if she had also planned to lose weight, and we now sit down and say, these are the steps we're looking to, and those steps align, yes, then you can do it together. But if she's looking to lose weight, but she wants to go and do yoga, you're not doing yoga, then it might be, but then how do you account for that is what you will need to find out. It's not impossible. You just need to be able to draw out your rules of engagement so you would know how to approach it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
What's the second one? Any other question?
No, I was just, talking. I was just, taken aback, but not taken aback, but it crystallized it for me about formal planning, like setting a goal, actually writing down what the goal is, and then what your plan towards it is. Like I said, I was just previously, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to, get a promotion at work. And then start to do small moves towards getting there without saying, okay, check, set this up and check along the way. So I'm glad I called in today.
Thank you very much. Well, if there are no other questions, I want to say thank you, first of all, for giving me your time. It's been a pleasure. The whole idea was to make this kind of open, kind of out there, and make it interactive so that we can all be a part of it, and we can all enjoy the benefit of the things that because the truth is that even the things you said, the things you're saying are also for me something to take away as well, to learn as well. So, and you may be thinking, hey, listen, Anika, you've really done this, but your responses, I mean, Dr. Mamadou's testimony, Yinka's testimony, your testimony as well, it's going a long way to kind of validate the fact that, hey, listen, this game plan, this thing is working and people are catching up to it. What I want to say is this in closing. We want to make sure that you tune in again. We'll make it again same time next week. And we'll look next week at why people don't understand the value that goal setting brings. And that's why most of us are very good, for those of us who have jobs, our secular jobs or 9 to 5, most times we do it a lot in the office. We sit down on Monday, we plan, just like what you're doing. We have a target, we call it target in the office, but they're all goals, and you are putting things in place and you're being checked on regularly to make sure that you are on par with that goal. So you already have what I call point of intersection. Okay, where are we at this? So that you will know if you're still on the right course or not, and you can adjust your plan accordingly. You can tweak your plan so that it can still get you to the preferred or to the desired destination at the end of the day.
I have a question before you go, Coach.
Go ahead.
Well, maybe you would take it as a recommendation.
Okay.
Dr. Rametu said you discussed something about 8 aspects of life that we should consider setting goals.
Okay.
Is that documented somewhere that you can share it? The second one is after this,
Okay.
because a lot have been said, is there a document that will be prepared for sharing later with us or with some other people? Because I don't want to be the only one that benefits from a structured planning, goal setting. If we don't write things down, we will forget. And so that's my contribution. And thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Great question. Now we would, because it's going to be, we will do this on a weekly basis. It's going to be live, so it's not, and we'll have a bit of recording. We'll end up sharing the recording with everyone that has participated. Just send me an email or send me a WhatsApp, and I'll send you the. I'll prepare and see how you can.
Coach, we lost you there.
He's still not back.
Coach.
It was nice meeting everybody, Dr. Rametu, Tom.
Thank you.
Same here.
It was nice meeting you. Okay, so I think.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah.
Same
Okay.
here. All right.
Good evening.
It ended. Hello?
I think we lost him. There's a bit of a connectivity issue.
Yeah, I think so.
Lost him.
Well, I think the most important things have been said.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So enjoy your evening or the rest of the day.
Thank you.
I'll leave
You
it.
too, sir. You too, ma. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.